I don't want to give anybody the wrong impression because, like, my comparison of Lord of the Rings with Zuathalon and the Zugebrians is as much of a great concept as this saga is. I don't want to give anybody the wrong impression that this new project / album isn't filled with what I think is your ultimate strength, and that is a ceaseless flow of magnificent love songs. Let me. I love the song "It's Yours" on there. Let me quote this lyric to you. It's so good I cannot tell. I must have dropped a coin in a wishing well, and now I'm here. I just love that concept. That, like, you made a wish, and then boom, you're in this love magic moment. Because love so often is like an ephemeral moment that's lost, and then you think back on moments of your life where, like, God damn, I was experiencing true happiness there at that moment. That's what, like, that lyric kind of paints the picture in my head.
It's also the picture of youth, where you believe that every happiness is a guarantee, where you believe that every joy is a certainty. I can remember a time in my life when I thought everything that happened to me that was wonderful was not just a gift from God, but like, wow, wow, certification. At some point you begin to realize that the weather is the weather, and sometimes it rains and sometimes it's drought. And when it's drought, you pray for rain. And when it's raining a lot, you pray, please stop, it's rain. So it's just a balance of situations. But the thing is, like we said before, alluded to before, we're all fish swimming in water. And we can't blame ourselves if we're swimming through polluted parts of the situation. Sometimes we're swimming through parts of the situation and it's just like, wow, this is so great for me. And sometimes you're swimming through shit. And that's just the way it is. But you persevere, you swim through it. And fortunately for me, symbolically, I'm a Pisces, I'm a Piscean in the astrological symbolism of situation. And I've always related to Salmon. Because Salmon doesn't care which is the direction of home. Now, some
going against the stream,
hey, boom. I gotta go. Exactly. Salmon says, if I gotta go against the stream to get home, I go against the stream. But nothing's gonna stop me from getting home and spawning. You know what I mean? And so I've always had a great connection with salmon, and I think that the reason salmon costs more than catfish is because salmon has proven its ability to withstand difficult circumstances and persevere, and Spirit says we are what we eat. So
and catfish just sit on the bottom.
Boom, but I love but you gotta eat some bottom too sometimes, hey? Okay, but salmon also is good because you gotta also have that spirit to me. So like our natives, we both have Native American ancestry. Our Native American ancestors believe that you also ate the spirit of what you ate. You are what you eat. So, you take in an animal spirit and you embody an animal spirit and you move it forward so that animal doesn't die. The animal didn't die, it just moved the spirit forward in you, in your family, in your tribe. So it's the same as I feel like as a Piscean, I relate to salmon because salmon earn their way through a situation that's just like treacherous and half of them don't even make it back to their spawning grounds. But I'm willing to believe that the reason that they cost more than the other fish is because they've proven their value in pressing past situations that would other past deny them. And then in due course, we take that on if we eat them. Now I know Master Paul McCartney would say, well, you shouldn't eat any animals at all. But I wasn't blessed to be a Beatle. So I have to eat what I can catch.
Well, I also like the metaphor of what you're talking about, like swimming in a polluted river. Like that made me think of the Ganges River in India, where to Hindus that's the most sacred place where sins are washed away from your soul. But in reality, it's one of the most polluted waterways in the entire world.
Which also proves that that's where sins are washed away from your soul.
It's full of dirty sins. I never thought of that.
Hallelujah. And that's the point. The sacrifice willing to wade in the waters.
you do 3 Beatles songs on your new album. I feel so old saying album, like they're.
No, you feel even old to say album.
Album. It opens with 3 Beatles songs, and it opens with the song "If I Fell," which that song plays particularly to your strengths as a vocalist. And I'm just curious as
oh my God, I have strengths as a vocalist?
Yeah, like the thing is, and for me as a guy who doesn't come from the music world, the first thing, but as a music lover, I listen and I think, man, you sound like you must have, had like a gospel upbringing or something as a younger man, but maybe not. Maybe, I mean, what inspires you to hit those kind of notes?
We had a gospel. 2 things inspires me to hit those notes. My upbringing, the gospel upbringing, and the inspiration of the Beatles. Those 2 things meet together. Cold front meets a hot front. Some shit happens. Steam. You know what I mean? So, we know that the Beatles took a tremendous amount from our shared Southern cultural heritage. Motown is also part of our Southern cultural heritage, transplanted to Detroit. So one of the reasons that the Beatles were so convincing to me is that they stole all of the right things and were inspired by all of the right things. And they took their particular geniuses and modified them. Same reason I love Zeppelin. Yes, they took from us our culture, but they took the time to transform what they could and to add their own colonization process to what they took from our culture. All of life is a colonization process. We're all trying to colonize one another and convince one another that our own particular agendas are worthy of continuance. And we're a bunch of tribes trying to convince one another that we shouldn't kill one another because we have the right to be. And as a man who has the type of mixed bloodlines that I have, we put way too much emphasis on how bitches look and appear. Appearance is magic. We can appear how we want to appear. What we are is what we are. If we're a bunch of old rough fucking rednecks, we're a bunch of rednecks regardless of how we appear. You see what I'm saying? Man, we're like this, and we come through how we come through. We survive how we survive. I've always felt like a chameleon. I feel no less like a chameleon, just trying to survive and go through and push his excuses through, just like any other motherfucker is trying to. And if I'm getting away with it, thank the Lord. Okay? But at the end of the day, this is who we are. We're here in this moment right now trying to take all of the influences that have happened to us, that have inspired us, and we're trying to make more of it so that you can take your portion to the Rhodes bloodline, so that I can take my portion to the Maitreya bloodline, and we can move our situation forward. And it's been crazy, it's been bloody, it's been way more violent than we wanted. It's been crazier than we thought we could control. But damn if it hasn't been us. It's been us, and it's been us all the way through. And that one way or another, whoever we are, and however fucked up we are in the process, we're the Lord's children. And we're trying. We're trying the best to do what we can to put the mosaic together, while the other side is trying to confuse us. Hey, what about this? Bam. No, you don't want this. You want this. And this is what we have to deal with. And it's always the process. Isn't any different in 2014 than minus 14 BC. It's still the same. This side of the game is still trying to win, and we're trying to win the ball game. It's how we keep ourselves occupied. It's how we keep ourselves present. It's how we keep ourselves moving forward. Because without it, the consciousness that we are and have attained would be bored shitless. What are we going to do? Hey, we can just keep killing each other. You know what I mean? Like this. But it's a dance, and it's a dance of the cosmos. It's a dance of life. The point being is that as we go, we acclimate ourselves to the fact that there is energy always activated against the full realization of what we are. And that our job is to fight past it, just like fish. They're swimming. So 2 young fish. And I must admit, I just read this on the internet. 2 young fish are swimming, and they pass an old fish. And an old fish say, hey, enjoy the water. And one young fish turns to the other young fish and says, what's water? You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, the whole life is just swimming through it, but they don't know what it is they're swimming through. But the older fish realizes, this element that we're working through, that we're working with, is called water. Enjoy it. The young fish doesn't realize. Really? Oh, this is water? It's just a process.